Good morning. It is 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and welcome to the morning show with Mule. We got some stuff to chat about this morning. We got some controversy going on in the gaming world, so let's go ahead and jump into it, and let's just chat about some of that controversy that's going on. First of all, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me with the morning show with Mule. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We go about an hour, just depending on how much stuff we have to talk about and how much, just things that we do, how many clips we have submitted. You can call into the show if you like. You'll see the number flashing across the screen there. So if you'd like to call into the show, leave us a voicemail that we'll use on either this show or on future shows. You can certainly do that. Also, if you would like to submit any clips, we're going to do a top plays, kind of ESPN style top plays. So if you have any clips you would like submitted, we will be doing clip submissions. We'll play them here live on the show. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing every month. Again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I decided to not do it on Thursdays. It's a little much because I have to stay up late and do our podcast on Thursday nights, the Analog Assault podcast. So good morning, Crafted. How's it going, man? So I decided, hey, you know what? I probably should just try to get a little rest on Thursday nights, or Thursday morning, I should say, before doing the podcast. So, well, good morning, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hope you guys got your cups of Joe, because this is going to get hot and spicy. Hot and spicy. If you are in our Discord, you're always welcome to jump in our Discord chat in the waiting room too, and I'll pull you up if you have comments or thoughts on this topic. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. So some of you guys that don't know, what most developers do nowadays is they'll have a new patch or a new update or something like that. Gotta get that coffee in me. They'll have like a new patch or a new update, and they'll go and post it on Reddit and post updates on Reddit. That's the typical place most developers will interact with communities. We've seen some community members actually pulling back from that. We've seen, for example, Anthem. They no longer post on the subreddit. It got super, super toxic. Morning, lady. How's it going? It got super, super toxic. So the developers and community managers actually pulled away from Reddit and went to their own website, EA's public forums there. So now the only place you can see updates for like patches and things like that is on the EA website. One of the reasons for that, they can kind of control what goes on there, right? They need a level of control because we've talked about this before, but the toxicity in gaming is like through the roof, right? Through the roof. Now, this particular situation on Apex, which is a big, for you guys that don't know what Apex is, it's a big BR game. It's a free-to-play game from EA, right? Respawn does it, which is a very popular studio. They've done Titanfall 1 and 2, which are incredible. If you've never played the story on Titanfall 2, you need to play it. It's such a great game. Such a great game. So they put out some notes, and we're just going to talk about it here. And you can call in. There's a number here if you want to call into the show. It is 512-571-3907, or just jump in our Discord to kind of chat about this. But yeah, so Polygon actually put out a article on this. As the devs, it says, and this is a little clickbaity, but there is some. We're going to try to add some balance here to this conversation, right? Because each side kind of went off on their own perspective edges, right? So Polygon's headline on this says, Apex Legends Forum furious as devs call players asshats and freeloaders. So, wow. Wow. So let's look at some of those comments if you're not familiar with kind of this situation. So they have an event that came out called the Iron Crown, and it's like a limited time released event, which if you play the game, you can unlock it You can only unlock 2 armor sets through challenges. The rest of them you get like Iron Crown coins that you can use to unlock other things like weapon skins and things like that. So you have to do 2, and I actually might, let me see here. I'll have to look through my tweets, but it might be down here a ways. When it went live, I posted a video of kind of the challenges you would have to do man, it's going to be in here. I tweet a lot, so yeah, but there's a video in here that shows exactly what you have to do. No, that's not it. To get those unlocks. And it's basically the only way you can get those unlocks is if you, here we go. The only way you can get those unlocks, and let me just full screen this a little bit. It might be a little fuzzy. The only way you can get those unlocks is you can see right here. There's one of the things you can get. You have to do so much damage, and then you have to do 20 challenges. The rest you get coins. You can see these coins here you can get, and those are just skins, weapon skins. These are actually people skins, which is what everyone really wants, right? Everyone really, really wants those skins from the actual characters in the game. Some people were doing the math on how much that would take, and it's something crazy. Like it would take like $280 to purchase all those skins, because they don't make it to where you can unlock them while you're playing the game. You have to actually purchase them. So the only way you can purchase them is to buy like a huge amount of currency for the in-game currency. And so people were, doing the whole math on it, and it was like ridiculous, like $280. Some people will write that off and say, you know what, man, it's a free-to-play game. They got to make money to keep developing the game. And here, I'm going to just pull this over so you guys can see this right here. That's one of the skins. I mean, that looks pretty freaking awesome, right? It's a legendary skin. That's for Wraith. But they have skins that look like that, and man, they are freaking, they look awesome. But anyways, so what they do is they make it to where basically you have to pay to get the skins. A lot of people didn't like that. They were like, man, I really want to be able to maybe even just purchase them individually, or be able to earn them through playing the game. A lot of free-to-play models do that. Like if you look at Warframe, I mean, they make it a little harder because obviously they need you to purchase some items so that they can keep making the game, because it is a free-to-play game. But you can still earn them in-game as well. It just takes a lot longer. It takes a lot longer, right? So Respawn and the developers there came out and they said, all right, look, we're going to change this up. We heard you. We're not here to fleece you, type of the thing is what they said. So here's kind of the article on Polygon, right? Let me pull this back on the big screen again so you can see it a little better. So here's the deal. Let me see if I can read some of it here. Let me actually go through the actual update they posted first. So here's one of the things they said. At launch, we promised to players that we intend to do monetization in a way that felt fair and provided choice to players on how they spent their money and time. So obviously, after they looked at it, they were like, okay, we pushed a little too far on the pendulum, right? We pushed a little too far on the side where you're going to have to pay for these things. Now, from a developer's point of view, there's plenty of data to support, like, they could basically come out with an argument, excuse me, and say, hey, we can justify the reason for the cost of this. Instead, they're listening to the community and they're like, okay, yeah, probably we pushed a little too far. So starting on the 20th, which is tomorrow, they're adding a rotating store where you can actually purchase them for 1,800 Apex coins, which is still a pretty good amount, right? That's still a pretty good amount. It's not near as much as it was. I think it was 7,000 to have your chance at actually getting a skin. Now, let me actually pull up while I'm talking about this. Let me pull up how much each skin cost. or how much coins for 7,000. How much that actually costs. Okay, so to give you an idea, 4,000 Apex coins, and this gives you a 350 bonus as well. It's $39.99 for 4,000. So you can see how 7,000 is. I mean, you can spend a ton of money, right? I think I had a little bit of coin, and I spent like maybe $15, $20 to buy one of the skins, that Wraith skin that you saw that I had pulled up earlier. Let me just let me show you here. This little Wraith skin that I got. It was like $15 I spent. So anyway, so they made this whole big update, and everybody was pretty happy about it. Then of course the internet and Reddit did what it did, and people just started kind of going loco. Here's a great example. You have this guy that posted leaked screenshot of future Apex update. You have to hold to open a supply crate for 100 coin. That's a little extreme. And unfortunately, and this is why I'll never visit Reddit again to read updates, to interact with community members and things like that, is because it has just become garbage. Just a garbage waste pool of people. My green screen's kind of messed up here. Let me fix that real quick. Kind of just like people basically making posts so that they can get like gold donated to them, which is, it sucks, dude. It absolutely sucks because, like, let me fix this real quick. It's driving me batty. My OCD kicking in right over there. There we go. So it's just so dumb because people are making comments just to get thumbs up and to maybe get someone to donate gold to them on Reddit. And so it's just becoming this really toxic environment of just clickbait, garbage, hot takes that don't really contribute to helping anyone in the community or helping any other gamers, right? It's just become this place where people can go, gotcha. And it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. You don't remember people complaining about Destiny Solstice glow boxes costing silver or huge amounts of bright dust. Yeah. And see, that's the thing too, Crafted. If we want to be completely 100%, like 100% transparent in our thinking and our thought here, is that Destiny, you had to pay, $40 for, $60 for, whatever it was, plus the DLCs. Plus you also have in-game micros. Well, if we're going to be consistent across the board and react in such a way, even on a free-to-play game, then there should have been people up in arms about the way Destiny did it. Now, Destiny, to be clear, does it in a pretty fair way, right? You can still earn it through Silver Dust or whatever it is. You can earn it through doing bounties and things like that. Respawn didn't have an option where you can earn it. They saw that, they wanted to change it, so they went in to change it. Now, this is where it gets a little dicey, right? Some of the developers started chatting about this on the actual forum. And like this comment right here. It's not good, guys. This is, if you want a 101 on how not to interact with a community, this is it. And I'm just going to say this too. I take the side of the devs on this a little bit here as well. Like, people have gone freaking nuts, dude, like in their brains with how they react to updates, like gamers in particular. So I'm going to get a little ranty here this morning with Mule, but gamers in particular have gone absolutely nuts. If you go to YouTube, you'll see it in the comment section. If you go to Reddit, if you go on Twitter, you're just going to see these people that are overreacting to everything. There is some justification for their reaction in some situations, but it's gotten so bad that developers are harassed, that developers are constantly bombarded by negativity, hate, slurs, death threats, crazy stuff like that, right? And I can't blame these devs for being human here. And then I'm not excusing their actions, because this obviously is not how you should respond. But there is a little bit of a, you know what? I'm so tired of the gotcha on Reddit. They probably just got tired of it and started slinging some salt back at these mofos that all they want to do is just find some way to sling crap at people. And we had this a few morning shows ago where we talked about it's not popular to be positive, right? Everyone wants to just be negative and say, I hate that crap, yeah. And then someone else will jump in and be, I hate that crap too. Well, why do you hate it? I don't know. You hate it, I hate it. Let's hate it together, you know? So this dev here, DKO5, said, hey everyone, found the dick I was talking about. Guess what? I didn't even read your comment except for the first and last sentence. First sentence and last. This kind of garbage doesn't warrant a reply. But lucky for you, I already made a comment about this earlier. Go find it. All right. So first of all, man, and it's easy for us to armchair quarterback this, right? Like these are heat of the moment. People have emotions. Sometimes people get upset. Sometimes they type things they shouldn't type. Sometimes people say things they shouldn't say. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everyone here that's watching this or watching it live has been in an argument before, right? And then sometimes you kind of say things you shouldn't want to, you shouldn't have said, or maybe you didn't want to say, but you said them. So now you can't take it back. It's out there. And that's kind of what happened here. Where he says it doesn't warrant a reply, he really should have just not replied. And of course, Reddit did its thing, right? They jumped all over it, went all crazy. Polygon reported on it, all this stuff, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. It continues. He said, yeah, but he called someone dick, not you in particular. And then here's where he starts kind of backtracking a little bit. I think technically I was calling gamers dicks. I don't know. I have spicy lunch. I'm feeling it. So here we go. Now it's turning into a pissing contest, right? Here's another person that says, I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't complete asshats to developers, and it was pretty neat. I forged a bunch of long-lasting relationships back then. Would be awesome to get back there and not engaging with toxic people or asking how high when a mob screams jump. So hopefully a start. Now this I can kind of agree with here. And I'm going to go into detail why. The way gamers respond on Reddit actually has me a little nervous as a content creator. This guy's right. Because far too long, people have been able to, keyboard warrior, I'm behind the scenes, yeah, gotcha, got him. That's what everyone wants to do on Reddit. That's what everyone wants to do on Twitter. Everyone's an expert. Everyone wants to have their opinion be the opinion that is right. The problem is some people's opinions, and most people don't want to hear this, but some people's opinions are just not good or not right. And in this particular situation, with this particular comment, I tend to agree. Like, we as gamers and as content creators and as media have pushed developers so hard that my biggest fear is developers are going to start to kind of turtleneck a little bit, right? They're going to pull back. They're going to pull back. They're going to stop posting updates on Reddit. They're going to stop posting, hey, Crafted, appreciate it, man. Have a good day at work. They're going to stop posting on Reddit. They're going to stop posting on Twitter. They're going to stop interacting with the community. The only time you'll ever hear an update is the day of the update. They won't talk about it. There won't be live streams. There won't be guests coming on podcasts. There won't be developers in Discords. We won't be able to get media access to some of their things because they don't want to show it to us, but fear of how the community will treat them. And so that makes what I do, what you do as a streamer, for our website, media website, for streamers, for podcasters, for YouTubers, for content creators in general, it makes things 1,000 times harder. 1,000 times harder. Because now, if you get these developers that kind of turtleneck, like, oh man, I don't want to share with this anymore. If we share something, then everybody just goes crazy, right? They get upset, they go crazy. And so that, I think, is what's going to happen eventually. I think if we, as a community as a whole, and I'm lumping myself into this as well, because I am a gamer and I'm part of the community. But if we continue, that's some good coffee right there, King's Coast. Ooh, that's good. If we continue to go along these lines, along this thinking of treating developers like this, because we have been asshats. We've been complete asshats. Then you're going to see developers pull back. We're seeing a classic example of that. And I'm just saying it because the game's near and dear to my heart. And I love the studio because it's my favorite studio out there, BioWare. We're seeing that with BioWare. They won't give us updates anymore in advance. We're not seeing live streams anymore. They don't post on Reddit anymore. They only post on the EA forums, which I think is smart for them. They need to post only on their forums to be able to control the faceless mob, as I call it, because it has become ridiculous. The expectations of people in games is just ridiculous. And now, okay, I can already hear it, so I'm just going to say it now. People are, yeah, well, Mule, do you remember the day when a game would launch and that was it? They would move on, and what you had is what you had, so it had to be a completed game. Well, dude, I don't know if you realize it, but it's 2019, right? It's not 1985 anymore. Games don't come on cartridges, hard copied, without any updates anymore. Games are now this huge, immersive experience, right? Huge. You have MMOs, RPGs, live service games. Games aren't what they used to be. Used to be, back in the day, you get a game and that's all it was. It was just that one game, right? It's just, there it is. That's the game. There's no further updates. If there was a bug, then you just got used to the bug and it was just part of the gameplay mechanic, right? That's how it was. Today, for us to use that same argument that like games used to come out complete, well, it's totally different now. It's totally different time. It's totally different games. You look at the way the games are now in 2019 compared to when they were in 1990 or 2001. They're completely different, and they require so many more resources, so many more developers, so much more code goes into making a game. You're not going to be able to just give a blanket general statement now that, oh, remember the days when games came out complete. I mean, sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox this morning, but like, we got to stop with that mentality. We got to stop with this mentality of just harassing developers because they didn't have a game come out completely how we wanted it. Or maybe it didn't come out very good. But here's the glorious thing. Developers now, because of live service, because of the internet, things like that, they can go in and they can update the game. That's what Respawn did. They saw, oh, whoa, the pendulum was way too far over here. We made it way too hard, and it's a little too money grabby. So we're going to pull back a little bit here, and we're going to go more toward, okay, this is a little bit more balanced. You can earn them. We're going to have a rotating store. And then this whole controversy comes out because developers are humans, right? They're people just like you and me. They're gamers just like you and me. If you were playing a game that you loved and you spent, I don't know, 80 hours a week to 60 hours a week working on and playing and honing your skills at, and all you constantly hear is negativity, it's going to wear on you. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the most mentally tough individual in the world, and hearing people just constantly badger you, tell you suck, just whatever it would be, kind of harass you, kind of taunt you, you're going to snap eventually. You're going to snap somewhere. And that's kind of what we're seeing here in some of these posts. And then this is what I was talking about earlier, where they, the developers can look at the data they have available and say, yeah, this was good, but we swung too far on that one edge of the pendulum. And this is what happened with this comment right here. What up, Coffee? Good morning, sir. Appreciate those sparks. And he says, there's a wealth of data available on how monetization works in free-to-play games. We ourselves have run tests and putting skins on sale in the store. Now, here's what you don't do as a developer. Again, you don't call your community freeloaders. You just don't do that. It's just, I know you're upset. I know you've had so much crap thrown at you, but you don't call them freeloaders. That may very well be the truth. You may very well have some people in the community that are freaking freeloaders, but it is a free-to-play game. You know, when you make a free-to-play game, you're going to have some individuals that won't spend any money at all, right? There's just some people that won't, because maybe they don't have the cash. Maybe they're younger and they don't have an allowance or anything like that, or a job. And so, you know that when you make a free-to-play game, and the part of that model is like you're going to have what, some people in the industry call whales, people who are actually going to purchase a lot of your content. So you have these big purchasers, and then you have people on the spectrum that don't pay any money, right? You know that's going to happen. So you don't call the people that don't spend money freeloaders, because you know what? They still are a potential customer. They still are somebody that could spend money on your game. So someone that could have spent money on your game, you just told them you're a freeloader. I mean, me as a consumer, if I have somebody that says I'm a freeloader, I'm not going to go spend money on their game now. So you've just pushed them farther on the spectrum to, you know what, I'm going to play the game, but I'm not spending a dime. Then they're also probably going to jump on Reddit and they're going to harass you. So you just compounded your problem, rather than, let me kind of listen to this a little bit in some of the Jocko videos we've shared previously on morning shows. But you gotta have and I get it. I know you're human. I know you're human developers, because, especially with EA, people, you hear it all day. You get so much crap thrown at you all day. But you can't go to Reddit and say these things, guys. You may be thinking it in your head, and some of it may be actually true. But you can't go out and call your community or potential customers freeloaders. You can't do that. So here's one of the last comments here. So it's fine for you to all call us liars, full of shit, and other personal attacks when we communicate and apologize and update an event, but we're immature when we call people out on it. Got it. You know what? I tend to agree with Jay right here. I agree, because we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it in the gaming community. We've seen it on Reddit. We've seen it wherever. We've seen how toxic Reddit and just in general gaming communities can get. So, yeah, man. Jay Fresh, Respawn, if you're watching this, I agree with you, bro. I do. I know that you get death threats. These developers get death threats. They get freaking harassed on a daily basis. If you go to any one of these developers' Twitters, you can almost count and expect when they make a post about something, you'll have about, I don't know how many in general, but you'll have all these trolls just crap posting on Twitter about what the latest update, or even personal tweets. A classic example of this was, everyone knows Anthem didn't launch how it was supposed to, right? There's lots and lots of bugs. Jesse Anderson, a guy that I've actually met in person quite a few times, has met quite a few days with, especially when we were EA Play. Great guy, great community manager for BioWare and Anthem, and AJ as well. Those two guys are great. They had an event with BioWare where they actually went out and did some community service. They went, I can't remember the exact thing it was. It was something like they went and visited like these special types of trained animals who go into hospitals and help kids who are dealing with chronic illnesses or horrible sicknesses, or they're going through whatever. So these kids will come in and they'll have like a dog, right? They'll have a dog that will come in and they'll just get petted, and the dog will calm the kids and things like that. Well, they did that event, and everyone just starts jumping on them saying, well, why are you spending time doing this when you could be working on the game? Come on, guys. Like, these guys are still human beings, right? They still can go out and do good in the world, and that's what they were doing at that particular moment. And instead, you chose to just talk crap. Talk crap about them, talk crap about the game. Dark says, I'm just catching up here in chat. He says, I agree with you on not looking at games the same as before. I am pro loot box expansion, but it seems like more and more games are being released before truly being gold. Seems like some devs are using the stakes to fund completing the game. And there's some truth in that, Dark. There is some truth in that. But I think what I was trying to say in general, and is we can't just blanket statement saying, remember the days of old, right? Games aren't like they used to be. And very much, sales of games, the initial sales of games is like a crowdfunding feature now. It is something that's what basically pre-orders are. Pre-orders are a crowdfunding feature, you know. It's a way for them to have some money to keep coming in, because and Dark, you'll understand this because you're an artist. You've been in situations and development processes. Gaming and developing in gaming is not what it used to be. The overhead alone is astronomically higher, right? Because now you have developers getting better pay. They're actually getting paid for their work. Used to, they would hardly get any pay. And the only time you get paid is when you sold. And if you sold well, you might get paid, right? You have them offering benefits packages now to these employees. You have overhead from having to find better coders. And in a market that we have here, which is a free economy market, if my skills are really, really good and you're only paying me this, but I can go work here and get paid this, I'm going to go work here and get paid this. So there's a little bit of a competitiveness in the market as well, right? So they have to be able to keep quality employees on staff. And Dark said, I'm all for companies selling add-ons and such, but don't sell an incomplete game and not advertise as such. I'm happy to pay for preview games. It costs a hell of a lot more to make games now. Exactly, bro. I mean, I'm with you on that. I think we just need a little clarity, but and just be honest. But developers need to say this is a crowdfunding feature. Like, if you purchase the game, you're helping further development. I think if maybe Anthem would have came out and said we hit some bumps in the road, we're working on it now, but we're releasing this early. If you'd like to jump into the early release, it will help fund future events and future updates on the game. It would have had a completely different take from the community than it did. So I think in this particular situation with this article with Polygon, that there is just a little bit of truth on both sides. In this particular scenario, I tend to swing a little bit further to the developer side, simply just because of the crap we've seen on Reddit, man. It's just, some of that stuff is just so dumb. So dumb. And Dark, I don't know if you can, man, but if you'd want to jump in the Discord and give your thoughts on this, since you were a developer before in the past, jump in. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I'll pull you up into the stream chat. Dark also said, but yet they still charge exactly, dude. They only charge $60 for the game. People have to expect and embrace add-ons to keep the cost of the game down for everyone. Exactly, man. And that comes to the part about overhead, right? I mean, you're offering benefits packages now. You're offering better salary. And you have more live service games or internet-based games where you have to be online, right? And you still only pay $60 for a game. I mean, I can still remember back in the day when you're paying that much for the games in 1980, 1990s, right? I'm a child of the 80s, giving away my age here. But yeah, man, it's like, I don't know. I think part of it fundamentally is from the perspective of just being a consumer and not educating yourself on the process or how much it costs to do this stuff. And look, there's this whole big thing about developers working, 80-hour weeks or 100-hour weeks and the grind, right? The crunch, as they call it in the industry. There's a way that you can prevent crunch. There really is. Up the cost of games so that you're not overworking your employees. But we can't do that because the consumer won't pay more than $60. So what do developers do? They have to be able to make money, right? So they can keep the lights on, so they can pay their employees, so they can actually tell their publisher, we made this money for you, here you go. We keep helping fund the game in the future. Because that's what studios do. Basically, they get a contract with a publisher, and the publisher says, yes, we agree to pay you X amount of money to publish your game, you have to make sure that the game makes X amount of money for us to keep funding that or to keep supporting you. And so they got to find a way, right, to keep that money coming in, to make money on the game so they can keep their jobs, so they can keep producing content. And so one of the ways to do that is microtransactions or loot boxes in the game. You don't want them to be scummy, but you want to provide an opportunity for gamers to support your studio. And that's why I've always said that pre-orders are one of the best ways that you can give kind of a little hat tip and a thank you to a developer. Is if you have a game that you're really excited about, right? Let's just take, for example, a game that's coming out soon, Borderlands. You're really, really excited about Borderlands 3, right? And you want to tell all the developers, hey, thank you for the hard work you did. I can't wait to play this game. The best thing you can do, pre-order. Because pre-ordering gives them a little nod and says thank you. And you also in return usually get some little thank you back. Whether it's an exclusive skin or exclusive this or exclusive that for a pre-order. I've always been a fan of that. Dark says the last time they tried to raise the cost, 96, I believe, gamers damn near rioted, forcing cost back down. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, that's the one thing in a free market, right? In a capitalist market, is the consumer sets the price of the product. And so far, enough consumers have been okay with micros. So the games are still at 60, and the devs are still making their money on micros. And honestly, they're probably making more money doing it that way than if they put the game just at a flat like $80 or $90. Because I don't know if you guys look, but if you look at the store and Anthem, or you look at the store and Apex, or if you look at the store in Destiny 2, you see some of those sweet skins or those sweet gun skins or something like that, or those emotes that you can do, and you see your bro has that really cool skin. You're like, man, how much is this? Oh, it's $10. Yeah, $10. It's just $10. I'll buy it. A lot of people will do that. A lot of people do that. I mean, I know I did that with Anthem. I've purchased. I can't remember the in-game currency now, going blank. But I think I've purchased at least 5 or 6 times. Yeah. Yep. Carried by the happy few. Exactly. You know, and that's the thing. It's that people are willing to part with those $5-10 kind of nickel and dimed because they control what they get, right? You give them options. You give them like, hey, here's this, this, and this, and this. If you'd like to help support us and like to buy this, you can. And I think that's the biggest thing for consumers, or at least I know for me, is if you give me options, then I will be more open to purchasing something. Like right now, there's so many skins at Apex that I want to buy, but I can't buy because they're just overpriced right now. So I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow and future updates and possibilities of getting drops for those skins. Because I play way too much Apex, man. Let's just be honest. I play way too much Apex. But yeah, that's kind of my soapbox there. And I don't know, man. I mean, I'm trying to think of ways, like I'm racking my brain trying to think of ways of how we, like at MHG and as community leaders, can help kind of offset some of this negativity that we see on Reddit and things like that. Lower commitment allows more people to get involved at base costs and lets the whales push developers, letting casual players still enjoy the game. Exactly, man. We were talking about that a little bit earlier this morning. How you have that pendulum of people who spend a lot of money, people who will never spend any money on your game, right? So what you're really shooting for is the people kind of in the middle area. If you can get a lot of interaction in the middle area, then you'll be good, especially in a free-to-play model. So on our particular tweet, let me see if I can go back to it real quick, about this topic. We had a few tweets I wanted to read on the air. I let my coffee sit too long. It's getting a little cold. So let me pull that out. I better be careful. I'm going to get sucked into the wormhole of Twitter here this morning. Here we go. So we had a few comments, so we're going to read a couple of these on the air. So let me pull it up on the big screen for you guys so you can see it a little better. Draco, good dude here. Draco says this. Maybe they should take a step back and chill out a bit before making their statements. But I think for the most part, I agree with the devs. Obviously, it's not good to generalize all players, but they are obviously responding to the entitled attackers and not everyone. This is exactly what we were saying, Draco, this morning. And I completely agree with that, man, because you do see it. It's I don't know, man. It's we got to find a way as community leads here at MHG and other people. If you're watching this and you're a streamer or you're a podcaster, we got to find ways to kind of offset that. And I'm not saying everything needs to be sunshine, rainbows, happy, yay, sparkles. No. What I'm saying is there needs to be some balance in the force, right? Sorry, the Star Wars fan in me comes out. There needs to be some balance in the force. And I think, I mean, I'm trying to rack my brain on how that can be done as a community lead. There was a really great conference that I got to take a part of at EA Play this past year. This year, actually. Wow, July. So not too long ago. Talking about toxicity in gaming. And EA actually brought in some very well-known individuals to talk about that and how do we combat that. I think where we can start, all of us here, where we can start is rather than just ignoring the toxicity, is to find a way to absorb and kind of redirect, right? There's actually a really great video that Jocko has on this. We might pull up and actually watch it here in a second. I can probably find it for you guys. There's my doggy. Good morning, Daisy. Come here, pup. So I can probably find it for you because we really should probably watch that video because it has some really good stuff in there about how to handle constant negativity, right? Just consistent complainers, consistent negativity. There's got to be a way that we can do that. Trying to see if I can find it here this morning, but I cannot find it. I may have to Google search it in a little bit. But yeah, man, we got to find a way to offset that crap we're having in the community. All right, so here is Captain Dipole83 on Twitter, and he says this. Not an asshat or a freeloader. I like to earn stuff. Stop and think before you speak. Find more ways for people to earn in-game things. Not an asshat or a freeloader. You look like asshats when you call your player base names. GIF. And then here's an example. He kind of pulls out some of the data for us here. He says 186 plus 203 equal $307. I shouldn't have to spend all of my entire paycheck to get set items that should be earned from doing in-game challenges if it's an event. Just saying. And I agree, man. That's the thing that I think that they were trying to do with their latest update. They're trying to kind of have the pendulum swing back a little bit, back into kind of a better direction on the pay scale, I guess you could say. We got another comment here on Twitter. It says, to be fair, player bases these days are basically just that. However, as a company and a brand, you still need to be professional. I'm on the fence about this one, but Respawn lumping all players in the same boat is bad. Also calling free players freeloaders is no bueno. I forgot to give that a like, so we're going to give that a like there. I agree. This is kind of like the theme that we're seeing here is that, you know, and again, like I was saying, man, it's like these people are human beings, right? These people are human beings. I don't really know what he's trying to say here. It sounds like most devs. I don't really know, Sarge, what you're trying to say here, man. I don't know if you're trying to say like all developers are asshats, or if you're trying to say maybe something funny. I don't know. I really don't know what you're trying to say there. Because I think what we need to do in any situation like that is put ourselves in the developer's shoes, right? And you have to think about the constant barrage of negativity that they're receiving. And they just snapped, man. They just snapped. All right, guys, as a reminder, if you'd like to call in with your thoughts on the show, you can at 512-571-3907. Or if you're in our Discord, just type !Discord to jump in here and chat. If you're in our Discord, you can always jump in the waiting room, and I will actually pull you up in here to kind of discuss this with us. So let me see if I can actually find that video by Jocko, because it actually talks quite a bit about kind of how to handle that toxicity. I think I just found it. I did. I found it. All right.
Thoughts?
Let me pull this over. I'm going to pull this over here, and then we'll watch this for a second here and let you guys comment on it. So let me crank off the tunes here and see what you guys think about this.
On how to deal with toxic/negative people.
Oh, those people. Yeah. So first
This
of all,
is some good
it's
stuff right
important
here.
to recognize that those people exist everywhere, and everybody's got to deal with me. If you run into one of these people, don't get all surprised as if they're a lone ranger out there being negative. No.
And that's what we kind of talked about. Like you can't be surprised by that. You got to have some thick skin on this because they are out there. They're
There's
not
negative
going away.
rangers all over the place. So you got to know how to deal with them, and it's so when you're dealing with someone like that, first of all, confronting them, of course, as you can probably predict, is not usually the best option, because all you're doing is you're attacking their heavily defended position, which is not good. So one of the techniques that I use when dealing with these kind of people is I absorb.
That's almost exactly what I said.
Their critiques. I absorb their toxicity. I absorb their negativity. Now, obviously, this takes a little bit of strength, right? You can't be taking stuff personally. You have to.
Oh, yeah, dude. So he's talking about how it takes strength right there, and that's no joke. Like, that's kind of what we're seeing here with the Respawn devs, is they just been absorbing all of the flack, all of the negativity, and they just snapped, right? They just couldn't handle it anymore. I don't know what the answer is to that. Maybe they need an outlet they can kind of talk freely about their feelings about just when they get bombarded by crap. I don't know. I don't really know.
In order to learn how to absorb things, you got to say, okay, I'm just doing this for the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like, for instance, when they say, oh, this is horrible, I don't say, no, it's not horrible. I don't just go right back at them.
That's say, almost what we all do.
You know what? We definitely got some room for improvement, right? So I kind of just deflected it, and I kind of just absorb it, right? Absorb it a little bit. Because what they want to do is they're lashing out, right? They're throwing the negativity. They like those explosions. They like to see it hit something and blow up. That's what they're doing. That's how they roll. So you're going to absorb. You're going to catch it and pull it in, right? So when they're like, oh, we can never do this, I don't say, we can absolutely do this. No, because you didn't. You're going to create the explosion that they're looking for. Gosh. Instead, I'm saying, you know what? We might not be able to do it, but I'm going to give it a good solid try. I'm going to try and make it happen. Right. So we're just
all right. So we can go further into that, but Jocko has some really good thoughts on that. I'm going to throw this link in the chat here for you guys that would like to watch the full video. It's about 6 minutes, but he's one of my favorite podcasters. We've talked about him in the past, but he's one of my favorite podcasters. Has a lot of good info on how to deal with adversity and things like that. But guys, we're running at about 10 minutes left, so we don't have any clip submissions for this morning. But I think I have a few clips here that I can just share with y'all here. Oh, there were some fun ones. I've got that I can share with you guys, and these are just mine for now. Since we don't have anybody that has submitted any yet this morning. This is a brand new show, so I kind of expected that early on. Don't be shy, guys. You can totally send us clips. I'm going to throw the email here in chat. It's themulebag at mulehorngaming.com. It can be anything. It can be Apex. It can be Destiny. WoW, whatever it is. If you have a funny or cool clip that you want to showcase here on the morning show, send it on into us, guys. So this one right here is actually, this one's legit. So this is my classic Mulehorn Jenkins, where I just rush in. I had my team behind me, but I heard the fire over here, and I thought I might be able to third party them a little bit. So I just killed a guy, and I'm running over here to grab these guys. And actually, I don't even know if I killed somebody yet. Gonna send some blue clips. All right, Dark, send some, man. We want to show them on stream. This is a classic bait trap that I set up for this guy. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the sound that I have around me. One of the classic things you can do for Apex is listen to kind of your environment. And I hear someone off on my left that's running by another Octane. So I just wait. Let's check this out. And then I bait him in. There he goes. Done. And then I'm checking because I know there's probably another team over here. Seeing if there's any up on the top, on the left. I kind of pull back. There they are right there. I knew they would come out. There's another one up top jumping down. So I know I'm going to be outgunned right here if I try to one-on-one them or 1v3 them. So I kind of throw a little grenade action, get them to kind of run in. Now I'm going to hit him. There's one. He's downed. Trying to switch. Now push the action. Because they don't think I'm going to push. They think they got me on the hills. No! Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah! Team wipe. Oh yeah. So that's the classic kind of bait. You kind of bait them and throw out some nades because you know they're going to run in hard on you because they just see one person and they think they can just overrun you, right? So here's another fun one, but I'm instead of looking at it here, I'm actually going to show you the clip that I made on Twitter because I love Rambo. Rambo is one of my favorite movies, and so I did this here. So let me pull this up so you guys can see it. This is pretty good.
This is Trop. Where the hell are you, Johnny? This is Trop.
It's going to be a little pixelated here, so I may have to keep it. Let me actually see. I might be able to pull up the actual file here. I have the video saved, I believe. Let me find it for you guys real quick. Yeah, here it is. Here's the actual video.
Johnny, this is Trop. Where the hell are you?
This is classic Rambo. My team's down. What do I do?
This is Murdoch. We're glad you're alive. Where are you?
I can hear him below
Give us your
me.
position and we'll come to pick you up.
Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
I'm coming to get you. Mulehorn Jenkins, baby. There's two. Third's on my butt. Only got level 1 shield. Gotta grab his banner. Reload, reload, reload. Oh, yeah. Oh, that felt good. Oh, that was this clip right here. That was a pretty good one. Here's one more. I can't remember what this one is, but this one was crazy. There was like a glitch in the game, and so I couldn't see very well. But I almost, with level 1 armor, downed the whole team again. So let's watch this. And you can see the glitch too. See, it's like weird glitching out as I was playing. I was like, what the heck's going on? Get away from the nade, man! This one was nuts. There was like 3 different teams that were here as we were trying to fight this. No shield. We got one guy there, another guy on the other side. I missed my jump pad, but I'm gonna jack this guy. Punch him. Threw him off tilt. He tried to punch me back. That threw him off tilt. I have almost no health, no shield. There's 2 down, and then the third almost died as well. But my teammate was there to clean it up. So that was a good one right there. One more clip, and let's see here. This is a cool one. This is when the hunter becomes the hunted, right? Let me fast forward a little bit. Some of it's looting. I knew he was right above me somewhere, right? This is in solos. I didn't know exactly where, so I tried to get some distance. I have a snipe as well. I'm trying to see if I can see him up on the top. There he is. He doesn't know I'm there. He's still looking for me. thinks I'm underneath somewhere. So I'm just going to back away to try to get a good shot on him. This is just so funny because right when he sees me, oh, there he is. It's like, I think I got him. And then, boom. Like, this is like, watching right here. That's the moment that he knew he was screwed. Right there. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, if you'd like to submit clips, please do. Please do. We're about done for this morning. We'll be live tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. We will catch y'all guys tomorrow. We're also streaming tonight. I don't know what game we're going to be streaming. It may be some Destiny, it may be some Apex. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we will be live tonight around 7:30 or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not sure. Got some fam stuff I need to do with. I have to drive into the office this week. So that's going to make things a little more difficult. Guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And have a great Monday and go blow it up, baby.